I made this video. I tried to make this video before, but my animals kept interrupting it. So I'm going to make it again. I watched this YouTube channel by this woman who's an actress, or wanted to be an actress. She claims the elites tried to recruit her in the Illuminati, and she had to perform weird sex rituals by making sex tapes. To be honest, I'm like, okay, if this actually happened, because you can never rule out that they're just making it for entertainment and none of it's true at all. But if this actually happened, it seems to me more like this was a sex trafficking ring that tried to ensnare her more deeply into it, by claiming they could help her become famous and claiming they were connected to the elites. But it was likely never true that any success would materialize from what she was doing. And they were basically, if you look at the letters, she was communicating an email with these people, again presuming this is a real story versus a made-up story for internet. It seems like they were telling her what she wanted to hear. Like, they knew she wanted to be an actress, they knew she was very Christian. So the recruiter for the ring would say stuff like, this is your spiritual path, the angels talk to me and tell me so, you're going to be big, you're going to be so famous, but you have to keep making these videos. It seemed like it was a human trafficking ring that was not in any way connected to ever becoming an actress. And the kind of opportunities they would present her after she would make these sex tapes, like, she wasn't like escorting or anything. Like, she had one dude that she would make them with, but she wouldn't like take clients, nor would she like do actual porn movies where, like, there's other actors. She just had like one partner that she would make them with. And apparently that dude was also claiming, like, we're all trying to be in the Illuminati together. But what the recruiters would say to her is like exactly what she would want to hear. Like, this is going to get you famous. We need these videos to do rituals with, to see if you're going to be at the top. Just keep playing the game and eventually you'll be famous. And they would say, like, all these actresses who were really big did the same thing. And the reason I think that it was just a human trafficking ring is they strung her along for 6 years. So, if you know anything about the elites, if you're a woman in your 30s, late 20s, early 30s, if it takes 6 years for them to decide if they're going to make you big, they're never going to make you big. So that's like tell number one. Tell number two is, it seems like these people that were communicating with her and getting her to make porn, basically, numerous porn tapes, although not quite being willing to go to a porn set or take clients as an escort, they never really presented her with any movie roles, just more sex work. Like, they would try to get her to go become an escort or make proper porn movies, and she'd always refuse those things. So I don't know I don't know how she tells this story and thinks that eventually she really would have become famous. It seems obvious it was a human trafficking ring. The story is real. A human trafficking ring stringing her along. What may be true is the human trafficking ring was related to the elites. I believe this. I believe our elites, as they're Satanists, and they seem to really enjoy sexual assault symbolically. Like, if it's purely optional, they'll add sexual assault into some kind of plot. I believe they are probably profiting from a lot of human trafficking rings. So, like, there's little criminal outfits all over the country and the world, cartels, mafias, human trafficking rings, and I do not put it past our elites to give these people protection for a cut of the money and some help in doing crimes that they need done. That I see is very likely. So what may be true is what correct, because she never talked about the Illuminati or anything. She was that's something they interjected. They just the parts that were like her that she let them know about, that she wanted to be an actress and that she's Christian. You could see that they didn't just conform to knowing that about her, but they were the ones who interjected this stuff about the Illuminati and you're going to be protected and all this nonsense. And the fall of humanity will start in 2 years. The video I think was made like the the email was written in 2017. No, they predicted the start of the end of times would be 2019, which does track very well with COVID-19, right? That was the beginning of the end, if you think about it. It wasn't the election of Trump, because that was the beginning of us transitioning to a more tech dependent role and state control, right? So it's kind of interesting. They were saying in 2 years the world's going to start to end in 2017, and that's when they plan to release COVID-19. Which, by the way, they released on purpose. Absolutely, they did. Um, yeah. So, what was I gonna say? Um, I do think it's possible that like little crime organizations, like human trafficking rings, drug cartels, the elites are connected to it. The bosses of these rings, and they let them operate in plain sight, protect them a little bit for a cut of the money and some help in crimes, getting jobs done that they might need criminally. There's a rumor this fentanyl shit the Trump administration's talking about is because Trump's getting a cut from a cocaine kingpin. Yeah. So it's not that they want to stop the drug trade, it's that Trump is on the take from a competing cartel that mostly deals in cocaine. They want to make cocaine happen here by making opioids hard to get. I could see it. I could see it. Really, these people. Think about all those kids that went missing in Trump Part 1. They had the family separation policy. A lot of these kids just disappeared. That would make sense if the elites were human traffickers, right? Like they were working with cartels and mules and allowing it to happen. Not we know they're pedos, right? So yeah, that makes me pause. Like that they said it would start in 2 years, and that was when COVID-19 hit, and it's been downhill since there. So if they are a human trafficking ring related to the elites, which is why they felt the need to talk about the elites, despite it not being one of her interests that would convince her. Um, she said when these emails started, that's when she got into the idea of researching what the elites are doing. Before that, she had no such interest. Kind of like me, like I had no interest in like learning about these conspiracies until it blew up in my face. Until I found I was in a CIA plot to control everyone else, right? So she's kind of the same way in the sense she was in this human trafficking ring and been making sex tapes for 6 years, thinking that like she would get into Hollywood this way. And they are the ones that kept talking about the Illuminati and the elites and the end of society is going to be collapsed soon. And then she started researching what the fuck's going on from that. Yeah. So like I said, it could be fake, but I know, I know a lot of the shit that they're saying in this video is real, that they are Satanists. Like, again, this is some shit like I would not even think of because I don't care about stuff. Like, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, like, by nature. I'm, I'm a skeptic, but like, if somebody were to say, like, the elites are all Satanists who rape kids, I'd be like, that's fucking nut. Like, where do you get that data? But the reason I know it's true is because being in a CIA plot to control stupid people outside, these stupid people, they think they're going to be safe. They're like her. They think they're going to be protected. They think they're being helped. These are the weakest people. They're on like welfare, SNAP, Medicaid. A lot of these motherfuckers, and they literally think they're good, just like what MAGA thinks. They're good. Our enemies are being purged, right? Stupid. If not for this, I would have never believed something like that. Like the elites are hurt kids ritually, they're Satanists. But after literally over 3 years of this, where they would scream shit like Christians like you Christian, like they literally wanted me to be a Christian. For real, like they keep giving me crosses. I've never worn a cross in my life, like never. No one's like, I don't care about crosses, but they're obsessed with calling me a Christian. For real. Like when I bought this hand of Fatima, bro. Yeah, because that's like the only religious symbol that's kind of meant anything to me in my life. I'm agnostic atheist, but the symbol has kind of meant something to me because my cousin who took care of me as a kid, it means something to her. And she gave me one when I was born. And honestly, I felt like it protected me. Whenever I hold it, she'd call me. And my life, like I lost it right before my 19, like turned 19 when I got targeted. I really believed it was protecting me, if for no reason than the energy of my family, right? But like on the day I bought it, they put a cross on the floor, a place I would see it. I was with my cousin. I said, we don't talk anymore. I knew that was going to end, but for a while I was reconnecting with my cousin, right? They fucking ruined it, of course, by getting to her kids to tell her kids were the ones who were putting in her head, stay away from her, stay away from her. And you know what? It's for the best. Like you can't reconnect with somebody if they think you're crazy and you're not crazy. You can't reconnect with someone if their analysis of what's going on is a lie and there's nothing you can do about that lie because you can't do anything about the truth being hidden. I just can't do anything. So, I always knew it was going to end, and that's kind of how it ended in the sense they got to her kids. I believe they were pulling strings for them, getting them to schools. Um, Good job, you know. They definitely set things up like giving them some money so they would be okay, all for this period where should I try to reconnect with her, they'll block it, which is like fine with me, like I said, because I can't do anything what's being done to me. And so given I can't, there's really no way to build a relationship because her presumption of what's going on is not true. Um, with my family, it's a little different. My nuclear family, in the sense, I already had a pre-existing relationship with my nuclear family. So even though their presumption of what's going on with me is also not true, that pre-existing relationship is still there. Whereas you can't build a new relationship or a severed relationship that was arrested in the past when their presumption of who you are is fake and there's nothing you can do about it, right? Nothing at all. So anyway, that day when I was talking to her after we bought it, they knew we were going to this place, right? So they set it up to put this cross on the. I know it was them. I know it was them, right? And I said, "Oh, look, a cross." Yeah, I'm like laughing to myself. I can't say like, look what they did. They put this fucking cross. They always do this shit. They always be trying to make me a Christian. I don't get it. Like they have more Christian idiots working for them. Those fucking people, those fake ass Coptics who think Jesus wants them to rape and help rapists have crosses all over their shit. They have crosses in their car, they have crosses in their house. The people working for you are Christian. They're just so low, they don't care. Like doing crimes and raping people is not Christian. They're literally framing what they're doing as God helping them. Like they're listening to gospel music, dancing, while literally being in a rape plot paid by gangsters. That's the Christians around you. Like my whole life has been an agnostic atheist. And my earliest exposure to Christianity freaked me out. Like I have told this story, so you don't know I'm not lying. You can go back all the tweets you have saved. I told the story how they forced me into Catholic school as a little kid. It was the worst experience. Like, I remember looking around, being like, "Why is this naked guy being tortured everywhere?" Like as a little kid, I was like, they got really mad at me when I asked why. Why are you saying that other cultures have myths? But what we believe and pray to God is not a myth. Can you explain the difference? Like, not being snarky, I was literally like 7 or 6. I was like, I just don't understand. Like, it seems like it would be the same thing. Maybe there's something I'm missing. And they would like get mad at me for that. And they would always do weird shit like threaten the kids physically. And we were in the babies classes, but even in the baby classes, the babies would talk amongst each other and be like, I heard when we get older, we're going to have nuns and they're going to be really mean to us. You know, they didn't give us nuns for teachers. They gave us like plain clothes teachers, and they were all fuckers. They would just randomly abuse and they. I remember one time I had this like Filipino lady. Like I don't know, she was a. I don't think she was my regular teacher, but she may have been like a substitute. I remember she screamed at us, "If you don't shut up, God's gonna fly in the window and cut out your tongue." And I remember being a little kid, I was like, "Holy shit!" I was freaking scared. I have no good memories of Christianity. I remember they'd make us go to church on Friday. And as a little kid, they never told us anything. Like, we would just have to go into church and they didn't explain shit. Like, this is what you do. This is the thing you're supposed to say. This is how you're supposed to sit. They just expected us to know as little kids. But I was never taught what to do. So I remember I just tried to wing it. And I remember, like, when they were singing, I was making up words, like, I was making up my own song, not to be snarky, but because I didn't know what to do. They didn't teach us, and, like, they hit me because they thought I was being disrespectful, but I was literally just like, "What do I do? You're putting us in this church environment with no instructions, and I'm literally 7 or 6." So I'm just, like, trying to go along, like, I don't know what page to turn in this book. They're singing. What do I do? And oh man, they were pissed at me. Christianity's only been a piece of shit, a joke. And then I got moved to public school. I went to Martin Luther King School on Journal Square, and that was the best time of my baby life. Like, all the shit stopped. The teachers were really nice. Uh, it was way more chill. Like, there was no weird abuse. We didn't have to say prayers anymore. And they had really cool art teachers. Like I remember there was the art program was way better. Like there was no art program like emphasis in Catholic school, but there was in this school. And I got to go to talented art, and my art was in the baby art show. Yeah, you know the baby art show in Jersey City. Yeah, my baby art was there, and my teacher was like, "We're so proud of you, Nora." I had the best time of my childhood was at Martin Luther King School. Then I got moved to Bayonne and the shit started all over. And I realized the reason Bayonne's fucked up or was is because they're Catholic. Like honestly, the way I was treated in that Catholic school is exactly like the same logic of old timey Bayonne. Like just to beat and abuse the weak and marginalize them. If the kid doesn't know how the Christian shit, the Catholic shit, then just hit him. Just treat him like shit. Constantly treat people like shit. That's what's wrong with Bayonne. They're too Catholic. Catholicism will fuck you up. It's based on brutality, conformity, lack of understanding, and the assumption if you're not doing things the right way, it's because you're like a blasphemer that needs to be corrected physically with emotional or physical abuse. And that's why Bayonne is a twisted shithole. Because like it's 100% Catholic, or it used to be anyways. So for real, like when I moved back to Bayonne, it was like it's like the same thing as when Catholic school, except it wasn't Catholic school. It's just everybody here was Catholic. There was 3 ethnicities: Polish people, Italian people, and Irish people. So it was basically Catholic. and they were all fucked in the head. Catholicism has to be one of the worst religions, in my opinion, based on the sheer number of disturbed fucking behavior I've seen out of Catholics. Never forget of all the fucking Christians, they rape the most kids because they're so fucked up. Anyway, yeah, so these people are obsessed with calling me a Catholic, calling me a Christian. I don't know why. Like, they need to get it through their head. Like, I know you guys are in a cult, an elite satanic cult, but the people you've hired are actually Christians. Like, you're kind of insulting your workers here. Literally, the people across the street are Christians. These people next door, they were dancing gospel music like last year. Like, they're all Christians. I'm not a Christian, but they're obsessed with calling me a Christian because they like to kill Christians. Like, it's really sick. They, for like the first few months, they constantly scream I'm a Christian. Like, when they had their catfish surrounding me online. And they're still up on this. Like, they did this this spring. They put a cross there. Like, they're obsessed with this shit. Like, they're so cult like. They think in one binary mode, like destroy Christians, rape, sexual abuse to feel like Baphomet God, and just do crimes and scams to gain money and power and influence. They're so depressing. It's depressing to think these people control our society. They're so limited. They're so stupid. They're so uncreative. Like, and I just think about it. Like, I want to go to these people. Like, do you know the people you're working for want to murder Christians? They give me this shit. Do you understand? They hate you. They're not helping you. They literally have no respect for you and your faith. They look at you as a sheep to destroy, to the point while destroying me, they're pretending I'm a Christian. I ain't got no problem with Christians. It's not for me. I personally think Catholicism fucks people up, but these people literally hate Christians. Like, the reason ISIS raped all those Christian children is because of them. They directed them to do that. ISIS was an intelligence group. And the reason we know it's an intelligence group is they're raping Christian kids. Those three things are the satanic elite's favorite hobby: raping kids, hurting Christians, enslaving people and little girls. Like, that's all they do. They're just like a giant dick of degeneracy. So, like the most antisocial puerile shit, like Satanism, killing Christians, killing Christian children, raping and killing Christian children. Like, literally, that's how you know ISIS was them. I can confirm they're into this. Like, the idea of harming Christians to the point if they're going to harm somebody, they have to make them a Christian in their mind. And obviously, rape that features over and over in all their intelligence plots. They're just such low level degenerates. It's so sad that these are our leaders. And that's why the world's going to go into the toilet, because it's ruled by low vibrational, untalented thugs, right? Lower than orangutan society. Like, for real, I was watching this fucking documentary, this Casual Geographic on YouTube. This kid has a great channel. He um he makes biology videos, but they're like casual, so he makes jokes in them, and he'll do some topic like, oh, the canines of the world, all the felines of the world, orangutans, right? So he made one on orangutans and how they're smart. And he stated that the reason the orangutans are perhaps more sophisticated and intelligent than other great apes is, of all the great apes, they have the strongest bond to their mother, the longest gestational type rearing period, which leads to a more female maternal influence in society and selects for intelligence. And they know that in human beings, that female choice leads to superior quality and intelligence, and more input from females is generally stabilizing, socializing, and leads to more intelligent children than male rule, which leads to more devaluing the quality of the people. And I think that's why the elites do what they do, why they promote this idea a male masculine society leads to the greatest society, is because it's the opposite. It's true. That leads to devolution of the quality of humans and a reduction of intelligence. Like, I honestly think it's on purpose, whether they are aware of it or not. They are promoting misogyny because it makes people stupid, literally, physically in the genes. And superior human quality. It's like there's more emphasis on the role of the mother, the bond with the children, and choice. So that's why they have to decide it like this. Everyone's a fucking idiocracy moron in a couple fucking generations. Yeah, so like I said, I don't know if that story was real or not, but it is kind of coincidental. They said it would happen in 2 years, in 2017, and that's when COVID happened. That's pretty a once in a lifetime event that forever changed society. Dependence on technology versus not. I would say that's pretty interesting.